Hi guys, it's Rachel Save here. I'm one of the speech language pathologists that works at FACE, and I am coming to you today because we're going to read a story together. We're going to read a variation of Goldilocks and the Three Bears called Dusty Locks and the Three Bears, and you'll see why she's called Dusty Locks once we start reading. And we're going to do a couple different things as we're reading today. So we're going to pause as the story is going on, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and we're going to talk about the answers. And we're also going to say what is happening in the story. So we're going to use our past tense verbs to talk about what happened in the story. So we're going to read the page, and then we're going to say what happened. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And in front of you now, you should be able to see my verb tenses sorting mat. So what this says is it talks about the different verb tenses. So if I'm talking about something that will happen, that is the future tense right here. So Johnny will try to win the race. That will happen in the future. It's going to happen tomorrow. If it's happening right now, we say that's present tense. A lot of times those verbs have ing on the end. So Johnny is trying to win the race. That means he's doing it today. He's doing it right now. And then what we're going to do in the story is we're going to use our past tense. That means it already happened. So we could say it happened yesterday or earlier. So Johnny tried to win the race. So as we read the story, we're going to try to say what happened in the past tense as we go. So here's some examples of some past tense verbs and some present tense verbs and some future tense verbs. So let's see. The future tense verb in this first line is what's going to happen, what will happen. So is that snored, snoring, or will snore? So if it's in the future, it's going to happen. We could say it's happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, Johnny will snore. That's the future tense. Now, what if it's happening right now? What if it's the present tense? Which one? Today, Johnny is snoring. That's the present tense, that it's happening today, right now. And then past tense, it already happened. Yesterday, Johnny snored. Yep, with the ed on the end. So that's just an example of using the future, present, and past tense. But let's get to our story. So I'm going to pull up our story here that we're going to read today. And we're going to pause it along the way. And we are going to answer some questions and say what happened using our past tense verbs. So here we go. Here comes Dusty Locks.
Once upon a time, way out west, there were 3 grizzly bears who lived together in a neat and tidy cabin in the woods. Now, one was a little bitty bear cub, just knee-high to a bumblebee. One was a mild-mannered, middle-sized mama, and one was a great big, humpbacked, gray-haired grizzly, 9 feet tall and cross as 2 sticks. Now, look at the papa bear. How's he looking? What would be a character trait you would give for Papa Bear? Yeah, cross would be one. So cross must mean grouchy, angry, mean. All of those words would qualify there. Now, they each had a dish to eat their beans from. A little saucer for the bear cub, a tin plate for the mama bear, and a great big turkey platter for the great big grizzly bear. And they each had a seat to sit on, a 3-legged stool for the bear cub, a rocking chair for the mama bear, and a great big lumpy stump for the great big grizzly bear. And they each had a bed to sleep in. A straw mattress for the bear cub, a feather bed for the mama bear, and a great big heap of prickly green branches for the great big grizzly bear. One day, while their red-hot beans were cooling in their 3 dishes, the bears went out for a walk. And just as soon as they turned their grizzly back, something strange came blowing out of the woods.
All right, so look what's happening. So look what the bears did. First, what we're going to do is we're going to say what the bears did using our past tense verbs. So who are we talking about? The bears. What did they do? Would I say the bears go on a walk or the bears went on a walk? The bears went on a walk. So our past tense verb is right there, went. And I am going to also ask something else. I'm going to ask this. Why did the bears go on a walk? Do you remember? They said it in the story. To let their food cool. To let their food cool. It was too hot. So that's why they went. Okay. Here we go. Let's keep listening.
A cloud of smoke? A swarm of mosquitoes? No, sirree. It was a dirty little girl. She hadn't had a bath for a month of Sundays, so everybody called her Goldilocks. But Trouble was her middle name. That little outlaw had run away from home without stopping to kiss her mother goodbye.
Oh, so why did they call her Goldilocks? Did you see that? She's not Goldilocks. She's Goldilocks. So let's see. So that's going to be my question here. Why do they call her Goldilocks? Dusty. Dust is kind of like dirt. And I think they said she hadn't had a bath in a really long time. So why did they call her Goldilocks? We can start our why answers with because or so. So let's do because. Because she was dirty. She hadn't taken any baths. Okay, let's see what is going to happen. Here we go.
First, Goldilocks peeked in the bear's window. Then she squinted through the keyhole of the cabin door. Finally, she barged right straight inside. Those grizzlies were fine, upstanding, law-abiding critters, honest as the day is long, and they never locked their door. Beans! Cried Goldilocks. Yahoo! I'm so hungry I could eat a saddle blanket. Now, if the bears had been there, they would have shown true Western hospitality and said, sit right down and dig in. But crusty little Goldilocks didn't wait to be asked. She took a bite of the big grizzly's beans. Mmm! At first, Goldilocks smacked her lips, but then she let out a yell. Oh! Whee! A wildfire flamed inside her mouth. She howled louder than 10,000 coyotes, and Goldilocks said a very bad word. You see, the great big grizzly bear liked his beans chock full of chili peppers. Too hot, gasped Goldilocks.
Ooh, so she did not like Papa Bear's beans. She spit them out. So here's my question for you. Why did she spit out Papa Bear's beans? Why? And if you're not sure, you can look back in the text. Let's read it. It said, a wildfire flamed inside her mouth. She howled louder than 10,000 coyotes, and Goldilocks said a very bad word. You see, the great big grizzly bear liked his beans chock full of chili peppers. Too hot, gasped Goldilocks. So why did she spit out Papa Bear's beans? Remember, we can start our why questions when we answer them with because or so. Let's do because. Because, what do you think? They were too hot. They were too hot. She did not like those. All right, let's keep listening.
When the fire died down, Goldilocks took a bite of the mama bear's beans, but the mama liked hers plain. No salt, no nothing. said Dustylocks and spat them out. She had no more manners than a pig in a peach orchard. Then she took a bite of the bear cub's beans. Just right, said Dustylocks, and she gobbled them all up, licked the saucer clean, and burped.
Okay, so let's see. Let me go teeny wee bit back. Okay, so what did she do in this picture? We're going to use our past tense verbs to talk about what she did. Let's see. Let's type it here so you can see. So who are we talking about? Dustylocks. So we could say Dustylocks, or we could say she. I'm going to do she just because it's shorter. She. Now let's think. There's three tenses. Remember, there's future tense, where it hasn't happened yet. There's present tense, where it's happening right now, or there's past tense, where it already happened. So I'm going to give you all three, and we're going to find the past tense verb. She, let's see, will eat, is eating, or ate. Ate. She ate the bear's beans. So there's our past tense verb, ate. Let's keep on going.
Saucer clean, and burped. Next, Dustylocks sat on the great big grizzly stump. I'm rough and tough, she bragged, but it was even too lumpy and bumpy for her. And then she tried the mama bear's rocking chair, but it had too many fancy-dancy cushions for her. So she plunked herself down upon the bear cub's three-legged stool. Just right, said Dustylocks. But that heavy little roughneck sat on the poor stool right into the ground. This made her madder than a half-squashed hornet. She kicked the pieces out of her way and stomped upstairs.
Okay, let's scooch it back another second. Okay, so let's see. She did not like Papa Bear's chair. Why didn't she like Papa Bear's chair? Why didn't she like Papa Bear's chair? Remember, we can start our answers with either, what are the two words? Because or so. Let's use because. Because, was it comfortable or uncomfortable? It was too uncomfortable. It was too uncomfortable. So why didn't you like his chair? Because it was too uncomfortable. All right, now let's see then, what did she do to Baby Bear's chair? And for this one, we're going to use our past tense verb. She, I'll give you the three tenses and you tell me which one. She broke, is breaking, or will break? Broke, is breaking, or will break? The past tense is broke. She broke Baby Bear's chair. So where's the past tense verb? Right there, broke. She broke Baby Bear's chair. Not cool, Dustylocks. Let's keep on going.
She kicked the pieces out of her way and stomped upstairs. Running away is hard work, said Dustylocks, all tuckered out. First, she threw herself down on the heap of green branches that belonged to the great big grizzly. But the branches itched and they pricked and they jabbed and they stabbed Dustylocks something terrible. So she jumped up and down till she stomped them into sprigs. Next, she flopped onto the mama bear's feather bed. Ah, said Dustylocks, mighty fine. But then she sank down deeper and deeper and deeper and oof, said Dustylocks, too soft. Get me out of here.
All right, so did she like Mama Bear's bed? No, she did not like Mama Bear's bed. So here's my question. Why didn't she like Mama Bear's bed? Remember the two words we use when we're answering why questions? Because or so. Which one should we start this one with? Because. All right, so she didn't like it because, if you're not sure, we can always look back in the text. Let's look. Next, she flopped onto Mama Bear's feather bed. Ah, sighed Dustylocks, mighty fine. But then she sank down deeper and deeper and deeper, and oof, cried Dustylocks, too soft. Get me out of here. So she didn't like it because it was too soft. It was too soft. And she didn't like Papa Bear's bed because it was too uncomfortable and prickly. And then now we're going to use our good past tense verb to say what she did over here in Baby Bear's bed. What did she do? All right, here's the 3 different tenses, and I want you to find the past tense. We've got will sleep, slept, is sleeping. Will sleep, slept, or is sleeping? Where's the past tense verb? Slept. She slept in his bed. So our past tense verb there is slept. Okay. Here we go.
And then she tested the bear cub's little straw mattress, and it was neither too hard nor too soft. Just right, said Dustylocks, and she covered herself up and fell fast asleep. Meanwhile, the grizzlies came home from their hike. At first, they figured their tidy cabin had been struck by a sandstorm. But when the great big grizzly took a look at his dinner, he got riled. "Someone's been eating my beans," he growled in his great big gruff voice. "Someone's been eating my beans," said the mama bear in her mild-mannered, middle-sized voice. "Someone's been eating my beans too and has eaten them all up," squeaked the bear cub in his little bitty baby voice.
All right. They always kind of go kind of quickly when they turn the pages. Let's back it up another second. Okay. So let's see. They were angry right now. Look at them. They're all angry. So why are the bears angry? We'll start it with because. I see it. Look at Papa Bear. He's super angry because someone, what did Dustylocks do? Ate their beans. Because someone ate their beans. Okay? And they found the beans. Here goes.
Baby voice. Now, Dustylocks had tipped over the stump. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," growled the big bear in his great big grouchy voice. And Dustylocks had dumped the cushions on the floor. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," said the mama bear in her middle-sized voice. "Someone's been sitting in my chair and smashed it all to flinders," squeaked the bear cub in a little bit bigger voice than before.
Okay. So now, what happened here? Hold on. There we go. Okay. So what happened in this picture? Let's use our past tense to talk about it. What happened? So who are we talking about? Dustylocks or the bears? The bears. And we're going to use our past tense to say what they did. So I'm going to give you the 3 tenses and you find the past tense one. Is it found, will find, are finding? Found, will find, are finding. The bears found the chairs. Yep. And where's the past tense verb there? Found. Okay. And now we're going to say, why is the little bear so angry? Why? So angry. I see it. Because someone broke his chair. And look, there's another past tense verb, broke. Goldilocks broke his chair. Okay, let's keep going.
All the Flinders, squeaked the bear cub in a little bit bigger voice than before. The great big grizzly got really riled. Bane rustler, he cried, chair buster. And the three bears galloped upstairs looking for trouble. The first thing they found was the heap of stomp sprigs. Someone's been lying in my bed, growled the big bear in his great big gruesome voice. Then they saw feathers scattered from here to breakfast. Someone's been lying in my bed, said the mama bear in her middle-sized voice. And then they saw the little straw mattress with a rumpled blanket and a dusty, dirty head on the pillow. Someone's been lying in my bed, and here she is, squeaked the bear cub in the biggest voice he had. Well, I'll be bumfuzzled, growled the great big bear, scratching his grizzly gray head in amazement. Land sakes, said the mama bear, smells mighty whiffy in here. Pee-oo, squeaked the bear cub. Is it a skunk? When Goldilocks heard the big grizzly's voice in her dream, or in her sleep, she dreamed of thunder and lightning. And when she heard the mama bear's voice, she dreamed of her own mother. But when she heard the bear cub squeak, she dreamed she had a bug in her ear. And she woke up right away. And when she saw three grizzly bears staring at her, Goldilocks was so scared that she tumbled out of bed, took a flying leap through the open window, and made tracks for home. She moved so fast the dust didn't settle for a week.
Okay, wow, okay. So let's see what happened here. Okay. So first, we're going to say why she ran away. Why did Goldilocks run away? Because, how did she feel? She was scared of the bears. She was scared of the bears. And so then, what did she do? Let's use our past tense. Talking about Goldilocks. All right, here's the three tenses. All right, is running, will run, or ran? Which one's the past tense? Is running, will run, or ran? Ran away. Goldilocks ran away. She ran home. So which one's the past tense verb? Ran. That is right. Okay. The story's almost over. Let's see what happens.
Fast, the dust didn't settle for a week. The moment Goldilocks' mother got a hold of that little desperado, she dunked her in the bathtub, and then she scolded and she scrubbed and she rubbed and she hugged and she kissed Goldilocks into a whole new girl entirely. And the three grizzly bears never saw her again. Or, if they did, they never recognized her.
So look here. Look what Little Bear did. I want to say what he did in the story. They said they never recognized her because she was clean now. She wasn't dirty like when she was at their house. But it looks like Little Bear might recognize her. So let's see what Little Bear did. Here's the three verb tenses. Is it saw, will see, or is seeing? Saw, will see, or is seeing? Saw. Little bear saw Goldilocks. Maybe he didn't recognize her. Maybe, not sure. All right, that is it. That is our story for this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you feel a little bit better about your why questions and your past tense verbs now that you got a little bit of practice with them. And I'll be posting other materials for you. So hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.